Well, we are here at NFT Fest with the lovely Leanne from the New Zealand Rugby.
That's right. You nailed it. Yep.
Great and powerful. What has happened most recently in New Zealand? There's been a bunch of celebrations.
That's right. We our Black Ferns team actually won the World Cup, Women's World Cup. Yep, winners.
Let's go. Were you a part of the celebrations?
I actually wasn't up in Auckland. You know, I was actually too nervous to go to the stadium itself, so I stayed home and watched on TV. The fingernails are much shorter, but man, what it's not always about just the final, but what a tournament. I think, we're here to talk about Web3 and things more broadly. It feels like a watershed moment for women's sport. We've seen Wembley sold out, we've seen Camp Nou sold out in football, and now we've seen Eden Park sell out for
another one.
Yeah.
Another one.
Good to see.
Exactly.
You guys have done something very different.
Yep.
Talk about the world of Women Galaxy in 20
Yes.
seconds. Why did you decide to purchase 33 NFTs?
We've spent a long time researching, I think, Web2 brands' entrance into Web3 space, and it's mixed. Some people have done it really well and some people have not. And I think really it came down to like a philosophy of participate before you create. Really learn and respect the space, understand the space before you try and take part. And I think there's something about bringing value rather than trying to drag value out that's inherently Web3. So that's really how we tried to approach it.
How are you taking that to the world? Because obviously that was a world showcase. This is a bit about us. How are you, balancing that between the players as well? What's their involvement?
And look, there's a spectrum of how the players are involved in the Web3 space. Some of them have no clue around Web3, and some of them are into the space, and then some of them have been burnt early. Like we all have. But really, when I say learning, it's learning for the organisation, but also for the players. And I think that's honestly, it was not a PR stunt to say that we're learning. We are learning. We're learning about policies. We're learning about how players want to be involved. We're learning about our role as an organisation with who are our creators, our players, and how that all fits together. And nothing is solved yet, but this is the exciting thing, is that we're here to try and discover that.
What direction are you guys taking this? Blockchain, I guess, technology, how does that apply to, rugby and I guess sport in general? What direction are you guys taking that?
Well, I think when you look at what sports has become today is really, it's entertainment. It's competing with whatever else we want to spend our time doing. And when you look at the younger generations, we obviously know that this is, more and more digital. I think when we look at Web3 technology, I think from an exciting point of view, the ultimate engagement tool is ownership, right? If you can own a piece of it, you're more engaged than you've ever been before. So I think that's an exciting space that we want to obviously explore, how we can get ownership into the hands of our fans. And I don't mean that as in owning the company necessarily or anything like that, but things that they can own and that are theirs.
Are you planning on incentivizing the community in the future? So they own the piece. Yeah. What are we doing with it now?
Yeah. Like what is the utility and that kind of thing? And I think
not so much the utility, but what's keeping them coming back?
Yeah. I think it already what is keeps them coming back. It's like it's not necessarily what we're doing, right? So our fan base is completely global, but it also transcends our sport. We've got stats and data that shows 42% of our fan base don't like rugby, don't follow rugby, right? So what can we do there? And I think the difference that what I've seen traditionally from sports so far is that, they just go, well, Top Shots 2.0, right? And that's no shade on that, because I think there's very much a space for that. It's quite obvious, like that's, just apply the Web3 technology and off you go. But I think there's a really a creative or innovative space that we can explore new IP. How can sport go into the other realms of entertainment, and how can it mix with art and mix with the other things that we love to do?
So what's an example you've seen on that, or are you wanting to build?
I think we're starting to see examples of it. One extreme end of it is, the people that are congregating around sport, Krause House, the DAO that's coming together to try and own a team. We're seeing that now in Sail GP also, and then there's WAGMI United. That's an extreme end of the spectrum, right? But I think we're starting to see this kind of exploratory around the edges or fringes of people that love sport that are coming together to do something else.
What do you think is the biggest challenge you face being a woman in Web3? And what do you want to see more of being from a woman's perspective in Web3?
Yeah, I think, look, you're fortunate in some ways because there is now a moment again where people will listen to you because, yeah, okay, you're a woman, that's different, that's something new. And so there becomes opportunities, which I think, we have to acknowledge that's fortunate. But there's no way that women should be left behind on this. And, once again, we're going to be left on the sidelines if we don't kind of get there early and get it shaped the way we kind of mean to go forward now. So I think that's really something we're trying to do too. And again, why we led with the Black Ferns team into this space, and then we also obviously went with World of Women because they've done phenomenal things for women in the space. So, NFT Melb, connect, create, collaborate.
Perfect.